Throughout my life, I have always questioned and wondered about what my life would be like, but more so what I am destined to do. In this course, I have slowly begun to unravel my destined path through the power of story. These stories have served as an outlet in which themes and concepts have helped me to play with outcomes and understand essential themes of life, such as growth and perseverance. In the story of the beginnings, I resonated most with a character called Little Coot. Little Coot was a figure that represented those of us in the world whom are smaller compared to our surroundings and are sometimes underestimated. In this story, Little Coot volunteered to help search for the bit of matter needed to build the earth, even though his peers around him had no faith in him. In the end, Little Coot was able to complete a task in which none of the other birds were able to do. Seeing Little Coot complete such a big, important task resonated with me, for it demonstrated that anyone is capable of doing anything, even those who at glance seem unfit for the job. And looking at this scene, I have realized that although I am small and an underrepresented minority in the field of medicine, I am more than capable of fulfilling my dreams of providing medical attention to my community. In looking at my surroundings, I have assurance that those who are overlooked can indeed complete immense tasks. For example, the electing of President Obama was an event that hit home for me. In the big scheme of things, he was seen as an underdog, for no other person of color had been in the White House, but he did it. His accomplishments demonstrate that those who are least expected to succeed can do so. With this understanding that I am capable of accomplishing anything, I have come to the realization that during this ride to my destiny, I will face many obstacles. However, by listening and resonating with particular stories such as Psyche and Eros and the Horse of Power, I have been able to understand how to overcome obstacles and the growth in multiple aspects that come with it. In Psyche and Eros, Psyche was put through a series of impossible tasks by Aphrodite. As Psyche faced each task, she was able to complete what seemed to be impossible by listening to the power of the voice within rather than acting on impulse. This idea of listening to the power of the inner voice is also seen in the story of the Horse of Power, where in the hunter's final task he faced an obstacle of life and death. In his time of fear, he went and consulted with his horse, which symbolized the power of their inner voice. The horse told him that when the time comes, he should shake free and jump to his death. The hunter then decided to listen, and instead of jumping to his death, he jumped to his future. When he jumped, the boiling pot spit him back out, but this time making him a better man than he was when he had first entered. These stories demonstrate that by listening to the power from within, you can grow from these obstacles. And looking at my future, I know that there will be many obstacles I have to face, whether it is completing my next level of education or relationship transitions such as moving out from my mom's or deepening my relationship with my boyfriend. I will be conscious of the power of my voice from within and will listen to it rather than act on impulse. By doing this, I will be given the opportunity to grow and develop as the hunter and Psyche did. However, even with this growth at the individual level, I fear that I may come across points of confusion in which I don't understand the outcome, which may cause uneasiness in my life. Going back to the story of Psyche and Eros, Psyche faced a similar task when she peeked into the box of beauty even though she was told not to. Surprisingly, Psyche was not punished for her disobedience, but rather rewarded with reuniting with her lover. This scene puzzled me, for I have been in situations in which the reward I received did not quite make sense. Another parallel of this concept is seen in the story of Lazy Jack, who did not seem deserving of riches but was given the opportunity to marry a princess. In looking at these stories, I have realized that these characters were rewarded despite mistakes due to the fact that they worked hard, even if it wasn't seen that way to others. They were rewarded for their efforts, which leads me to believe that if what I am given is part of my destined path, it will inevitably find me, even if I don't feel deserving. As I look into my future, I know that I will have these feelings of confusion when it comes to maybe a job promotion, such as moving up from an anesthetic assistant to an actual doctor. In this time, I may not feel deserving, but I will look into myself and realize that there is a reason as to why I'm receiving. It may be to make the world a better place or to help someone else in need, but I should never question whether I am deserving. And all this course has taught me to be more aware of why certain actions or scenes resonate with me. By tackling these points of resonance, I am able to see my path and understand why certain decisions in my life must be made in order to remain on my destined path.